Never put your AMS Lite on the desk again. It wastes space, makes a mess, and there's a much cleaner way to do multicolor on the A1 Mini. Today I'm replacing the AMS Lite on my Bambu Lab A1 Mini with a BMCU 370C, mounting it directly on top of the Z-axis. By the end of this video, you'll see how it installs, how it's configured, and whether it's actually worth replacing the AMS Lite. I like the AMS Lite, it works, but it lives on the desk, takes up a huge footprint, and turns a clean setup into spaghetti. Tubes everywhere, spools sticking out, and zero flexibility if you want to move the printer. Every time I cleaned my desk or tried to move the printer, it felt like the AMS Lite didn't belong there, and that's the key word, belong. So first things first, the AMS Lite had to go. Power off, disconnect the cables, remove the PTFE tubes, and lift it off the desk. The moment it's gone, the desk feels bigger and quieter. This is where the idea really starts to make sense. This is the BMCU 370C. I bought the assembled version, so there's no soldering, no wiring work, and no guessing. First impression, compact, solid, and way smaller than the AMS Lite. It immediately feels like something designed to be part of the printer. You can also buy the kit to customize a D-assemble yourself. This pack also comes with some PTFE tubes, tools, and the data cable. Are you ready to start? Before starting, it is always good to make sure that the screws are tight and there is no damage. This product came from China, and although it was very well protected, something may have come loose or broken during transport. The A1 Mini already uses vertical space very well. The Z column is strong and unused at the top, and which makes it perfect for mounting the BMCU. There are people who install the AMS Lite there, but for my taste, it's too heavy with the 4 spools. Mounting the BMCU here keeps filament paths short and smooth, and which is exactly what you want for reliability. I printed the support designed by K Studio that I downloaded from MakerWorld. I used PETG filament to ensure good resistance. The model consists of 2 parts, a plate that is screwed to the BMCU, and a Z-axis cover that replaces the current one on the printer and allows the BMCU to slide. I used M3x16 screws that I had at home. The ideal would be countersunk screws, but I didn't have any and I didn't want to wait any longer. Once the 4 screws were installed, I realized that they protruded and did not allow the BMCU to slide with the cover. I ended up redesigning and reprinting the Z-axis cover, leaving a space for the head of the screws that I used. You have the link of both models and the screws I used, or you should use in the description. With the bracket ready, the BMCU installs directly on top of the Z-axis. Start by unscrewing the front screw and removing the top cover. Then unscrew the 3 screws on the inner cover and remove it. Do not store the 4 screws you just removed, as we will use them again now. Now, put the printer cover in place. Make sure the front is inserted at the top of the Z-axis rail for a proper align. Use the first screw you removed to fix in place. Then secure the cover using the screws of the inner cover. And slide the BMCU in. Next step is install the PTFE tubes. Although some came with the BMCU, I used the ones I had with the AMS. The order doesn't matter, but to avoid problems, I put them in the position that seems most natural to me. And connect the provided data cable to the BMCU. Make sure it's well oriented. Connect the other side to one of the ports of the printer. Once everything is mounted and connected, feed the filament. This is the moment where you find out if you did it right. The printer recognizes the system, filament loading is nice, and everything behaves exactly how it should. Removing the AMS Lite solves one problem, or but creates another. Where do the spools go now? My plan is an under-table filament system, keeping everything hidden, organized, and out of the way. Maybe I'll make a shelf with some rollers, or I'm even thinking about installing filament dryers there. That part is still in progress, But this setup makes it possible. Of course, none of this matters if it doesn't print well. So I ran a test print with color changes to see how the system behaves. Smooth feeding, clean transitions, and 0 issues so far. This is the final result, a 4 colors XYZ cube that combines silk with wood filaments. I didn't dial the filaments and the quality's pretty good. So is this better than the AMS Lite? If desk space matters to you, yes. If you want a cleaner setup, yes. If you want to solve a problem you just generated, absolutely. And this won't be for everyone, but for compact workspaces, and this setup makes a lot of sense. A problem that I detected in the end with the printed support is that it moves a lot while printing, and there is a risk of falling. For now, I have solved it with an elastic band, but I think I will look for a better solution. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. I love to hear from you. Until next time, happy printing!